Okay. Quick pivot to a topic we haven't really covered on the show before, but something that I know you wanted to talk about, and that's venture capital. Can you give us a quick overview
Great.
on why you watch the VC markets and what are the most interesting trends that you're currently seeing in this space?
Yeah, so why I watch the VC markets is they're tied to the public markets. I mean, VC investments they have IPOs and they become stocks that you and
Mhm.
I trade and own and invest in. So it's very important to watch the pipeline of VC ideas, VC money, to know, okay, what are those guys excited about? What are those firms investing in? Where's the money being allocated? To get a pulse for what's coming next in the IPO market, what's coming next for stocks. I think that is a really good kind of leading indicator of the stock market. And what we're seeing in VC right now is definitely a pullback in funding. Absolutely. We've seen a pullback in 2022 in funding, but that
Mhm.
pullback's been concentrated in large cap being kind of late stage deals. Then we're actually seeing a acceleration in seed funding, that the earliest stage companies, very small startups, are getting more funding than ever. And that's very typical in recessions. VC behavior is such that we still have all this money because we raised a bunch of money, but we don't want to pump it into companies whose valuations got bloated. So we're going to pump it into new companies where we can kind of set the valuation on our own terms. So you're seeing a
Mhm.
lot of money flow into seed funding. That's interesting and very typical because, like I said, that's what normally happens. The other thing we're noting is that there's been a lot of money flowing into three industries. One, clean tech. Tons of money
Mhm.
going into clean tech, whether it's energy storage, whether it's batteries, whether it's EVs, solar, hydrogen, lots of money going into hydrogen. There are a lot of VC dollars being allocated to clean tech right now. Number two
Okay.
is ag tech. We're seeing a lot of VC dollars, record ag tech funding. The whole VC market's down. Ag tech funding is hitting new record highs. A lot of money going into agricultural technology right now. And the third area is automation. We're seeing a lot of money being kind of funneled into robotics startups, AI startups, supply chain automation startups. These are companies that are seeing an uptick in funding in the current market. That gives us confidence in saying, okay, VCs clearly believe those areas of investment will drive very strong growth during this economically turbulent period and after it passes. Those are high conviction investment opportunities. In the stock market, we're trying to invest in those opportunities. We're trying to
Mhm.
invest in ag tech, clean tech, and automation. If there are three areas of investment to concentrate in right now, I would say it's those three. Clean tech, go get yourself some EV makers. Look at the battery companies, look at energy storage companies. Hydrogen, super bullish on hydrogen. Ag tech, look at we talked about vertical farming recently. Look
Yep.
at some vertical
Mhm.
farming stocks. Maybe look at
Mhm.
some chicken stocks, as weird as that may seem. But I think there's a lot of innovation going on in ag tech that's worth looking at. Synthetic biology is actually a
Mhm.
really interesting, a kind of tangential play on ag tech. So go get yourself some
Mhm.
exposure to that. And then automation. Go look at the robotics companies. Go look at the supply chain automation companies. Look at the AI companies. Let's go and get some exposure to those. So that's where the VCs are increasing exposure at the current moment. That's where I think investors, public investors, should be increasing exposure to as well, so long as your plan is to buy and hold those investments for the next 3-5 years, because that's what VCs do, right?
Mhm.
VCs are the
Yeah.
quintessence of buy and hold folks. They aren't, okay, I'm buying now, I'm trading out in 3 months. Their money's locked up.
Yeah.
They pump in millions, sometimes tens of millions, sometimes hundreds of millions, sometimes
Mhm.
billions into certain investments, and then just sit and wait for 5-10 years for that to compound and generate enormous returns. That's what they do. So if your investment philosophy is like that, then follow the VCs. And VCs are in clean tech, ag tech, and automation. That's where I want exposure right now. That's where I suggest other folks get exposure to as well.
Thanks for watching HGI Clips. For the full episode, head on over to our sister channel at Hypergrowth Investing by clicking the link in the description or listen to the podcast on any of your favorite streaming platforms. We make new episodes every Wednesday, so make sure to check it out and subscribe to never miss any of Luke's Hypergrowth insights.